here on the Louisiana Hayride. His name is
Hank Williams,
the Drifting Cowboy.
On the Grand Ole Opry, Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys.
Hi, this is Emmylou Harris.
Hi, folks. This is Sam Bush.
Hello, this is Odetta.
This is Joan Baez, and you're listening to the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
And now, gather the family around and sit back in your easy chair. It's time again for the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour, our worldwide celebration of grassroots music. Let's welcome folk singer Michael Jonathan.
Lovers, weekend time, just me and you, all alone, together on a Sunday afternoon. Sweetheart, it's me and thee in my fireplace and your pretty face, together on a Sunday afternoon. Gray skies, autumn leaves just tumble down. Do I love to hold your hand on a couch and just talk a while, like we're lovers with my best friend this autumn day, every day, together on a Sunday afternoon. Gray skies, autumn leaves just tumble down. And do I love to hold your hand on a couch and just talk a while, just like we're lovers with my best friend this autumn day, every day, together on a Sunday afternoon. Together on a Sunday afternoon.
WoodSongs is presented in part by our family of WoodSongs partners, by the Kentucky Department of Tourism and VisitLex.com, inviting people from all over the world to visit our lakes, mountains, parks, sports, music and art festivals, and more. You can explore everything Kentucky has to offer your family vacation online at KentuckyTourism.com. And by the Martin Guitar Charitable Foundation, supporting professionals and front porch pickers since 1833. Online at martinguitars.com.
And welcome everybody to the beautiful and historic Scottish Rite Concert Hall here in our hometown of Lexington, Kentucky. We're broadcasting all over the world, from Australia to Ireland, New Zealand to New York, Yuma, Arizona to the Yukon, and across Canada. We're celebrating this wonderful, amazing, beautiful, rustic, organic world of front porch music. And artists come from everywhere to be on our broadcast. We say it every week. You don't have to be famous to be on WoodSongs. You just have to be very, very good. And oh boy, we've got this amazing band from Denver, a great power bluegrass band for you, and a wonderful, amazing kid. But first up, it's a very honor to have her on our broadcast. She's the daughter of a very famous country singer, Leanne Womack. She's got a great album called Attachment Theory. She's going to introduce herself with a song called Subatomic. Please welcome the amazing Aubrie Sellers to the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
Nuclear reaction, break me down to size. Opposites attract, and you're always the anti-elemental changes. Structure rearranges now. I'm subatomic, Is this what you intended? Is it what you had in mind? A version so diminished, the one you can't confine. Is this what I'm stuck with, forever deconstructed now? Subatomic, 'cause you're just being honest. Break apart the parts of me that aren't what you want them to be, and make me smaller, subatomic. Ooh, ah, ah, subatomic, 'cause you're just being honest. Break apart the parts of me that aren't what you want them to be, and make me smaller, subatomic.
Great song from her album Attachment Theory. Subatomic is the song. And Aubrie Sellers, it's so nice to have you here.
Thank you so much.
You grew up in a musical legacy family, of course. Your
Yes.
mom, we mentioned, was a very famous artist.
Yeah.
And you've sort of inherited a lot of that DNA, obviously, because you're very good at what you do. Your memories as a child must be pretty intense, considering the trajectory of your mom's career.
Yeah.
You know, like growing up on a tour bus?
Absolutely. I was homeschooled on a tour bus.
Really? So
Yeah.
tell me what that was like for a young girl.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very unique experience. It's hard to tell people unless you've lived it, but I grew up on a tour bus. I did go to school on and off, so I have a little bit of regular life experience. But yeah, it was amazing being surrounded by some of the best musicians in the world, and getting to hear that every night and even during the day around the house. So
Was there like a lot of music on the bus itself when you were just a little girl and you
yeah,
were sitting
also
there?
my dad is a player and singer as well, and so he played with artists like Ricky Skaggs, and so with those types of country singers and bluegrass singers, there's a lot of jamming going on and a lot of just love of music. So definitely, and that was kind of what led it for everybody, was a genuine love for music. So I got to hear it a lot.
I'm glad you brought up your dad, because Jason was a very proactive artist, and he kind of like confronted Vince Gill and said, I want to be your bass player, and sort of made Vince Gill get him as the bass player, and he did the same thing with Billy Joe Royal and then Ricky Skaggs, like you said. So did you inherit a lot of that high motivation from your parents?
I have a drive, I think, more so to create. So, a lot of people say like the cheesy, music is therapy for me, but genuinely I just have a drive to create. And I think the drive to maybe be more ambitious business-wise, I do have that, but I think it's more just about, if you spend so much time writing all this music that means something to you, you hope that you can do something to get it to reach people and hopefully connect with people like you meant it to.
So in your album, Attachment Theory, which is a beautiful album, by the way, did you write a lot of these songs yourself? I mean, you had a co-writer, I'm sure.
Yes, I did have some co-writers. I've written songs by myself and co-writing on my records, and I've done it both ways. But there's only one song on the record, actually, that I didn't write. My friend Lily May, I don't know if you ever had Lily May on the show. She's incredible. She wrote the song For You on my record. Everything else was me, yeah.
Well, it's a lot of work to do this thing they call playing.
Yes.
Right. And the music world, if we compare when your mom was coming up, and I Can Dance was a big global massive hit, but the music world has really changed a lot since then.
Absolutely.
And newer artists trying to get record deals, and even if they get a record deal, getting it out, there's no music store chains left in America.
Right.
What do you do with the record, right?
Totally.
So what was it like for you? Because you found a label.
Yeah. I've been through it all. I mean, I've put out 3 records, but I feel like I've had a lot going on in this little bit of my career, and I've been on major labels and put out things independently, and I think the playing field has been evened or leveled, I guess, out in a lot of ways because people have direct access to fans now through social media, but it does make it a little bit harder to reach people because there's a lot more people out there, and so it's become, even since I put out my last record, much more driven by social media and being online and all this new type of marketing. I think everybody is still kind of figuring it out.
It's a hard, and the pipeline is really packed. It's really,
Right.
there's so many
Exactly.
crowding into that little pipeline because everybody has access to it, right?
Yeah.
Well, you're doing a great job, and I want to expand on this and when we come back in the second half hour. But where you have a country legacy in your family, you're not necessarily following that record bin, are you?
Totally.
You're not completely diving into that. You like an expanded music taste. So
Absolutely.
What is that?
Yeah, I was very inspired by rock music, and obviously I grew up on country and bluegrass and very much appreciate that, and you can hear a lot of that in my voice, but I love rock music, I love alternative music, I love blues music, and so even when I put out my first record, I called it garage country because I thought, I don't know what it is.
I like that
It
term,
needs its own term.
Garage country. Well, I was reading your influences is really cool because again, you come from a very country legacy family, but your influences are the Kinks, Screamin' Jay Hawkins, Buddy and Judy Miller, Creedence Clearwater Revival, Ricky Skaggs, Patty Griffin, Neil Young, Bob Dylan, Ralph Stanley.
Yes.
You even got to do a project with Ralph Stanley.
Oh my gosh, he's one of my favorite singers of all time. That was epic. And Buddy Miller, who you mentioned, produced it, so that was super cool.
Well, we want to get back into more of your music. Her album is called Attachment Theory. This is a tune called Villain of the Week. Great title. It's Aubrie Sellers on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
Light creeping through the door, shirt wrinkled on the floor, feels like a memory before you even leave. Love like a cathode ray that's burned into my brain. You're just an episode, another dead end road. Cut to a long shot of a short goodbye. Another bit part fading into the night. This trope is getting old, and I'm too bored to be still waiting on a hero. You're just another villain of the week. It's okay, I understand. You're not a leading man. Not bad at being bad. Just not the worst I've had. Cut to a long shot of a short goodbye. Another bit part fading into the night. This trope is getting old, and I'm too bored to be still waiting on a hero. You're just another villain of the week. Cut to a long shot of a short goodbye. Another bit part fading into the night. just another villain of the week.
Beautiful song from her album Attachment Theory. It's Aubrie Sellers, the great Cy Winstanley, playing guitar with her and doing a great job on that. If you want to know more about the music of Aubrie Sellers, all you have to do is go to the WoodSongs website, click on the archive page. This is show number 1171. We'll tell you how you can make her music part of your home music collection, or tour schedule, and everything else, as well as our next band that comes all the way from Denver, Colorado. And boy, they're in some good company, because the state of Colorado has given birth to a lot of amazing bands like String Cheese Incident, the Lumineers, Leftover Salmon, Hot Rise, our good friends Tim O'Brien and stuff, Yonder Mountain String Band, and they're certainly in that pocket. They're absolutely wonderful. They've got a brand new album called Sin and Squalor. We'll talk about that title because it's pretty interesting. This is a tune called Where Have You Gone? It is Clay Street Unit from Denver, Colorado on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
Sirens echo through the town. Better run for cover right out in the cold, where that hog train was pouring down. Where have you gone? Have you gone? Where have you gone? Have you gone? Well, I'd hate to have to spend my days alone. Nothing left to show the long days I've sown. Wasted away just wondering where you gone. Well, that sky turned gray on that dark, lonesome day. Always happens around this time of year. And it took all that I had, and it took everything I love. Flood water washed away my tears. Where have you gone? Have you gone? Where have you gone? Have you gone? Well, I'd hate to have to spend my days alone. Nothing left to show the long days I've sown. Wasted away just wondering where you gone. Spend my days alone. Nothing left to show the long days I've sown. Waste away just wondering where you're gone.
There it is. Great album. Sin and Squalor is the name of the album, and it's Clay Street Unit. Brendan Lamb playing drums, and Jack Katarba playing the bass. Brad Larson doing pedal steel. We don't get a lot of pedal steel on WoodSongs channel, and John Huey and Speedy West and Lloyd Green out there in the back. And then we have Dan Andrew on fiddle, Scotty Boland on mandolin. Let's say hi to Sam Walker, who is singing lead on that song. So tell me about the formation of Clay Street Unit. You're Denver-based, but a lot of you guys are not necessarily from Denver, right? You're from all over the country and kind of settled out there. So what's the big draw of wonderful artists like yourself going to Denver? What's the draw? What's the pull?
Yeah, I think it's just, a lot of us are from the eastern part of the country. Jack, guitar on bass, is born and raised in Denver, so we do have one local.
You have a homeboy over there.
Yeah, we do, thank goodness. But no, a couple of us went to college out there, and then a lot of us found ourselves out there in our early 20s, late 20s, and I think just kind of the lore of the West, we were all kind of East Coast or Midwest, and it was just something different in the lore of the mountains and the rivers and the open space and, the bluegrass scene, jamgrass scene, country music, kind of everything for everybody out there.
I mean, you guys are in the shadow of the Rocky Mountains, and it is gorgeous out there. It is stunning. Clay Street Unit, the other unit that I know is Tony Rice's unit. And so are you grandfathering your name from Tony Rice's influence, or?
Inadvertently. We're not much of a bluegrass band. We have some bluegrass instrumentation, but our banjo player, who I started the group with, Jack Klein, we were just obsessed with that Manzanita record at the time that the Tony Rice unit released. It was kind of what we bonded over when we started the band, and so we were looking for a name. And they say all band names are terrible until they like your music. So we were just kind of rolling with.
They said that about the Beatles. They said that about the Beatles. That's too corny. You can't use that name. Well, that stuck. Right?
It turned out all right for
it did
him,
okay.
I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was something that did inadvertently come from Tony and the unit, and we keep a little flavor in there, but I can't play guitar near as mean as that,
But it's a nice honor. I mean, Tony Rice, deserves respect, right? And you're certainly giving him that. We were talking to Aubrie earlier about how much work it goes into this thing called playing, and how difficult it is to find record labels. You guys found a record label that wanted to sign you. It was Monument Records, and this is a legacy record label in Nashville that was there for decades and decades. And as soon as they signed you, what happens?
We got a call a few weeks later. They were closing down the shop, and we were out of a record label pretty quick there.
But you recovered. You found another. How did that happen?
Yeah, we were really fortunate, and the Monument folks were amazing to work with. Great staff, great people. But they were run by Sony, and Sony kind of pulled the plug one day. And luckily, we'd made some amazing connections, great friends in the industry and around Nashville, and we had a lot of people from Monument go to bat for us and send our record to a lot of other labels and people that they worked with and that they thought would be a good home and could really help bring our vision to life. And we got really, really fortunate to end up meeting the folks over at Leo 33. Released this last record with them, have started working on the next one for them, and we couldn't be more grateful that we landed at such a great home.
You know what really is impressive about what you went through is that you signed to this label, Sony pulls the plug, like you said, but the people in the label that signed you still stood behind you and helped you find another home. That means that when they signed you, they really, really believed in you guys. And so, I mean, how does that make you feel now that you're with another label, but you owe your future career on those that stood by you?
I think the biggest word I would use is just grateful. We're so grateful that those people believed in us. Once they didn't have any obligation to believe in us, they still believed in us and wanted to help us land on our feet. And they've ended up being some great friends. And yeah, we're just awfully thankful.
Well, let's give a big hand to the believers, the loyal folks. Your new album, Sin and Squalor, in the second half hour, we're going to talk more about the title, what it means to you guys and stuff, but you're going to get into a song that could easily be misunderstood by its title, right? The title is Let's Get Stoned, but you're not necessarily talking about that.
Precisely.
So give me the Cliff Notes version, what it's about, so that the audience doesn't freak out.
It's about two people falling in love and not having much. Well, they got a little bit of weed and some rolling papers, and that's enough for them to
That's
to
close
love each
enough,
other,
right? Okay, let's get into it. It's called Let's Get Stoned. It's Clay Street Unit on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
Come on, baby, let's get stoned and turn those old love records on.
last sound of the same. Bottom shelf, it's all we got. Well, the fire's out, the oven's high. I'm not much, but I'm yours, all yours. My heart, it's on the floor, begging you for more. Honey, let's get stoned. Come on now, let's get stoned. Sending squallers what your mama said. Well, I keep the job and you keep us fed. Rent's too high, but the weed's still cheap. And you next to me, it's all I need. I'm not much, but I'm yours, all yours. My heart, it's on the floor, and I'm begging you for more. Honey, let's get stoned. Come on now, let's get stoned. Let's get stoned. Come on, honey, let's get stoned.
It's the Clay Street Unit on WoodSongs. We're going to get back to them in the second half hour. We've also got the wonderful Aubrie Sellers with music from her new album as well. And wait till you meet this week's WoodSongs kid. We will be back right after this.
You're listening to WoodSong Show number 1171, broadcasting around the world by the foothills of Appalachia in Lexington, Kentucky. If you would like to attend a WoodSongs broadcast, you can find reservation and show schedules on our website, woodsongs.com. We'll be back after the break with Aubrie Sellers, Clay Street Unit, and our amazing WoodSongs kid on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour. WoodSongs is presented in part by the Kentucky Department of Tourism and VisitLex.com. WoodSongs is an all-volunteer multimedia front porch for artists worldwide. You can visit our archive of past shows, attend a broadcast while in Kentucky, or become a WoodSongs partner from our website, woodsongs.com.
Hi, this is Leanne Womack, and you're listening to folk singer Michael Jonathan and the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
What a special show to hear Leanne Womack's voice. We've got her daughter on the broadcast, Aubrie Sellers. We got the great Denver band Clay Street Unit. We're so glad that everybody could join us here at our home base at the Scottish Rite Concert Hall in Lexington, Kentucky, the crossroads of America's folk and bluegrass music, the gateway city to the magnificent Appalachian Mountains where so much of this art and music does come from. We're on hundreds of radio stations around the world, like WETS, public radio in Johnson City, Tennessee, 98.1 The River in Asheville, North Carolina, Radio Bristol, the home home of country music, WBCM FM. We're also on one of the most popular radio shows in America at one time was the Wheeling Jamboree, still a great project, and that is home based at WWOV we're so glad that they're now one of our affiliates, so joining the Wheeling Jamboree. We're on American Forces Radio Network, that puts this show on the radio, 2 channels in 177 nations, from South Korea to Kuwait, plus every single military base in the world, every U.S. naval ship in the world, every Coast Guard vessel sailing in North America gets to hear Wood Songs on American Forces Radio Network. And as always, we want to say hello to the men and women, the fans, the families that tune in. It's a big audience. We're on public television coast to coast. We're also in schools. If you're a teacher, if you're a homeschool parent, and you go to the classroom page of the Wood Songs website, a lot of these shows have lesson plans, and you can introduce your kids to this wonderful world of front porch music, which is why this time every broadcast we invite a youngster from somewhere in America. They got to come on Wood Songs in the presence of seasoned touring artists like Aubrie Sellers, like Clay Street Unit, and today we have 13-year-old Kana Gaines. How you doing, Kana?
Good. How are you?
So you're here holding your guitar. How long have you been playing your guitar?
About 4 years now.
About 4 years. Why did you start the guitar? What was it about the guitar that made you love it so much?
I mean, I've always had a passion for singing and music, and so I think just like watching family members and people play just really inspired me.
And one of the things that you do so well, which I think is really entertaining, and it's rare, you yodel a lot. When did you start yodeling?
I mean, ever since I can remember, I've been yodeling.
I mean, we've had a lot of young, mostly young girls that have been on the show, and like Phoebe White and others that like to yodel, and that's a sort of a rare talent, and it's like whistling. Not a lot of people whistle. Not a lot of people yodel. So you've incorporated this into your songwriting, right? Mm-hmm. So you're about to play a song called Bushel and a Peck. And did you write this?
I did write this song.
And is it hard for you to write songs?
It took a while, but I think I've got the hang of it now.
And during our encore, you're going to perform another song that you wrote, right?
Yes.
Because for those that are tuning in on radio and TV, when we're done taping the show, there's encores, and the artists perform extra songs, and she's going to perform another song that you wrote. But let's get into this one. This is called Bushel and a Peck. She's 13 years old. Kana Gaines is this week's Wood Songs kid.
Soldiers go out
She's only 13 years old and quite a yodeler. I think Ranger Doug would be very proud of you with Riders in the Sky and so many others. Bullshit on the Peck is the name of the song that she wrote, and we're very proud to be able to say that Kana Gaines, 13 years old, this week's WoodSongs kid, is a Kentucky girl from Winchester, Kentucky. So we get to feature a home area. We're about to introduce another wonderful artist that, much like Kana Gaines, our WoodSongs kid, grew up on a tour bus with her mom and her dad and so much music around her when she was a little kid. And she's going to perform the title cut of one of her albums. It's called Far From Home. It's Aubrie Sellers on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
We are traveling through this wild land, always searching all alone, dragging our load down that long road, and we're still so far from home. Ain't it hard to find a friend when you're out there wandering? It can get lonely, but we know we won't always be far from home. When the storms roll, casting shadows, we almost lose our way. But every dark dream fades to memories in the warm, sweet light of day. Ain't it hard to find a friend when you're out there wandering? It can get lonely, but we know we won't always be far from home. It may get lonely, but we know we won't always be far from home.
Beautiful song. Far From Home is the title cut of one of her past albums. You got 3 albums out, and Attachment Theory is your third album. Let me ask you. We just saw our WoodSongs kid Kana Gaines performing and yodeling and stuff like that. How did we're talking about you here? Your mom had a massive global hit, right?
Yes.
You were there when that was happening. Was that scary for you to see the sudden explosion of energy around that?
I mean, I think I didn't really know any different, to be honest. I mean, she obviously, that happened when I was probably around 8 years old. But
we're talking about dance.
Yes. That happened when I was probably about 8 years old, and you know, she had wheeled me up and down Music Row getting a record deal when I was little, and so I think to me, I just thought, Mom sings, and this is Mom singing, and it seems like there's a lot of stuff going on now. Mom's still singing. You know,
I mean, that must have been a huge ride for your mom, but for you as a young girl to witness that, I mean, so it was not really affecting you too personal?
No, I didn't think I didn't have a negative. I will say growing up around the music industry made me more perceptive about people and made me think a lot about how people behave a lot younger than you might normally. Just kind of being around something that's so unnatural as far as like celebrity or whatever, I think can give you a unique perspective on how people behave. And so I think that made me very observant, and I was kind of very introverted, still am, and would consider myself the little observer in the corner of the room. So that probably led to writing some songs later in life.
Well, a lot of your new album, a lot of the songs are very personal, and they're very inward, and they're very reflective, right?
Yes.
I guess watching that happen to your mom and that song has really prepared you for your own global hit.
Yeah,
Is that fair?
I'm still waiting for that, but hopefully it's coming.
It's coming. Real quick, though, there's so many ways to reach the audience, and like you said in the first half hour, the social media is a big part of it. You started your own podcast.
I did, yeah. So this record, Attachment Theory, is my first concept album. It's all about relationships, and this is something that I enjoy. Attachment Theory, if you don't know, is a psychological concept related to relationships. And so this is something I love talking about with my friends. And even though the songs are very expressive emotionally, I wanted to do something more concrete where I could really talk about it like I would with my friends. So I have a companion podcast, and for each song on the record, there's an episode of the podcast.
That's very cool. You can name your next album Trauma Bonding.
Exactly.
Or something like that, right?
There's a lot of that on this record.
The CD is called Attachment Theory. This is a tune on that album called Trigger Happy. It is Aubrie Sellers on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio.
We're here again. Why am I paying for all of her sins? And I can't win. You're gonna kill this before it begins. You got your hands in your pockets and you're talking at me like I did something to you. Don't believe anyone. Baby, I see through you. Always one foot out the door, but I want more. Why can't you say you're not ready? You're so trigger happy. You got your back up. You're like a cat ready to pounce. You got your claws out, and I'm climbing up the walls now. You got your hands in your pockets and you're talking at me like I did something to you. Don't believe anyone can love you. Baby, I see through you. Always one foot out the door, but I want more. Why can't you say you're not ready? You're so trigger happy. I just wanna love you, you won't let me love you. I'm sorry she hurt you, I'm not gonna hurt you. You got your hands in your pockets and you're talking at me like I did something to you. Don't believe anyone can love you. Baby, I see through you. Always one foot out the door, but I want more. Why can't you say you're not ready? I know you're not ready. Can't you say you're not ready? You're so trigger happy. Why can't you say you're not ready? You're so trigger happy.
It's a wonderful album. It's called Attachment Theory, Aubrie Sellers, and let's give props to Cy Winstanley on guitar. I practiced. You want to know more about the artists that you hear on this broadcast, any broadcast, you just go to the WoodSongs website, click on the archive page. This is show number 1171. We'll tell you how you can contact Aubrie Sellers, folks, to make her music part of your home music collection, as well as our next artist, all the way from Denver, Colorado. They got a great album called Sin and Squalor. This is a tune called Drive. It's Clay Street Unit on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
And I can't slow down. Spend more time on the road than doing your harm. One day you're here, next day I'm gone. Keep wondering, will you love me when I'm not around? And I drive, be in your arms again. Told me when, a day in the sun, and I'd finally come to an end. There isn't anything else I can do. If I haven't seemed like myself, it takes a long while for the rust to wear off, calluses form, fade with thought, spending too much time retracing my steps. And I drive, be in your arms again. Told me when, a day in the sun, and I'd finally come to an end. You told me when, a day in the sun, and I'd finally come to an end.
Kicking it. The song is called Drive from their album Sin and Squalor, Clay Street Unit. Let's give props to the band Brendan Lamb on drums, Jack Katarba playing bass, Brad Larison on pedal steel doing a great job back there, and Dan Andrew on fiddle, my goodness. Scotty Boland on mandolin, Sam Walker on guitar, and singing lead there. And you know, there's so many great bands, like we had mentioned earlier, that have come out of the Colorado music scene. And one of the America is becoming more and more venue starved. There's not a lot of great places to play. A lot of them closed down during the pandemic. It hadn't really recovered. But you guys out there in Colorado have this magnificent venue called Red Rocks. And you guys got to play Red Rocks, which is a big honor in itself, right?
It was a pretty magical afternoon.
So how did that happen for you?
A band you had mentioned earlier, Leftover Salmon, great band. It's been around there for 30 plus years. They had taken us under their wing a little bit. You know, we got to play some shows, festivals, play a little bit across the country with them, and then they never had the privilege of headlining Red Rocks, and we got the call to open for them. And as a Colorado band with the instrumentation we have and kind of how we all grew up and, you know, the bands that we grew up loving, I think Leftover Salmon kind of is a melting pot of all those bands and so many different sounds and influences, so it just felt like such an incredible opportunity, and it was a really special.
It's a big world, but music is a small community. It's nice to have friends that support each other, that help each other go along. And so, you know, props to your friends there. They got you on this magnificent venue that's just so scenic and so legendary. The new album, Sin and Squalor, is sort of a almost biographical, musical biography of you guys, right? How you came together. Is that a fair way to say that?
Yeah, something like that. It's more, just, you know, we kind of all came together through our faults and kind of fell into it, you know, feeling comfortable around each other and being comfortable with kind of the, you know, the ugly side of getting better as a band and getting through the kinks.
The ugly side.
Well, you know, a lot of people see you on the stage and they don't see you in the rehearsal space for 4 or 5 hours trying to work out all the parts, and when it doesn't always land.
Right.
So, you know, it's just kind of about the kind of the beauty in the ordinary and kind of the stuff that people don't necessarily like to sink their teeth in on.
It's real.
Yeah,
it's a real album about real stuff, and I think anybody that's trying to be in music or put a band together and stuff should get your album and really listen to it, because it is sort of a testament on how to do it and how to do it right. And we're very, very proud of you guys. So glad that you could be part of WoodSongs. Let's get back into that album. The album is called Sin and Squalor. It's a great CD. This is a tune called Virginia. It's Clay Street Unit on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
Get thinking about old Virginia, and in those hills forever I'll stay. Apple trees and rolling green, won't you take me home someday? And I would drive my last mile just to see that Blue Ridge one more time, looking down across that mountainside.
Wasn't it great having Clay Street Unit on our broadcast? This week's WoodSongs kid as well, and Aubrie Sellers. So nice to have her here, introducing music from her new album as well. And what I found that they both have something in common. They both are paving their own way artistically and musically. They're not copying anything. They're trying to create their own sound from their own influence. Clay Street Unit, they're taking the traditions and legacies of the Rocky Mountains and the artists that come from Colorado, but they're merging it with the traditions and legacy of the Appalachians as well. And so they're creating their own thing, which is a wonderful thing. Aubrie Sellers is doing the same thing. She comes from a legacy country music family. Her mom had a huge, massive hit. Now, is she doing the same thing? No, she's doing her own thing. She likes garage country. She likes, like, trashy drums and jangly guitars and stuff, and she's making her own way. You know, President John F. Kennedy said something that I think is very appropriate right now. He said, if art is to nourish the roots of our culture, then society must set the artists free to follow their own vision wherever it takes them. That's important. What it means is it doesn't matter what bin you're in, because there's no more bins. The record stores are gone. There's no way to classify this stuff. So artists need to be free. They need to be expressive. They need to do their own thing. And I remember something that Tony Rice himself said, which I really appreciate right now. He said, I'm a bluegrass musician forever in my heart, but I want to explore and unearth other things along the way. That's what Tony Rice wanted to do. That's what Clay Street Unit is doing. That's what Aubrie Sellers is doing. That's what you should do. My name is Michael Jonathan. I'm a folk singer. I'm a song farmer. We'll see you next week on the Woods. Good night.
You've been listening to WoodSongs broadcast number 1171. Michael's opening song was Sunday Afternoon from the Song Farmers album. Our chief engineer is Jerome Gall. Our TV director is Maria Claridge. Technical assistants are Brian Klausing, Eric Anderson, Dan Field, and Gavin Clark. The WoodSongs crew member of the week is Alexander Milam, and our WoodSongs partners of the week are Cindy and Bill Fountain. Our show is produced with the support of the Martin Guitar Charitable Foundation, the Kentucky Department of Tourism, and VisitLex.com, welcoming visitors from all over the world to Lexington, Kentucky. Special support provided by Hybrid Spring Water, Spring Hill Suites, Earthlink.net, Explore Magazine, and the Good Foods Co-op. WoodSongs and the WoodSongs are registered trademarks of Rachel Aubrie Music and distributed worldwide by the WoodSongs Radio Network and PRX, the Public Radio Exchange. For Michael Jonathan and the entire WoodSongs crew, this is Dorothy Edwards. We hope you'll join us again next week for the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour. The online version of WoodSongs is a free gift to our worldwide audience, provided by VisitLex.com, KentuckyTourism.com, and the Spring Hill Suites Hotel. Our show is produced with the support of the Martin Guitar Charitable Foundation, Hybrid Spring Water, Good Foods Co-op, and Earthlink.net, inviting fans and families worldwide to attend our live broadcast tapings at the Scottish Rite Concert Hall in historic Lexington, Kentucky. The encore section is next. You can support our musical mission by becoming a WoodSongs partner. It's as simple as a PayPal click on our website, woodsongs.com.
Let's give Dorothy a big round of applause. Give yourselves a big round of applause. Thank you guys so much. You're wonderful. Didn't they do awesome tonight? We're going to get into our encore section. We do have a couple of fun announcements to make during the thing. Jerome, 59 minutes and 2 seconds. So heavy editing to go on, I think. All right, we're going to go in reverse order, okay? So since Aubrie started the show, we'll start with you, and then we'll go the other way around, okay? So what do you want to sing for everybody? Hold on a second. Let's get your mic on.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm going to do a song called Little Rooms off my new record. It's about getting into all the little crevices inside someone's mind and then realizing it was scary and you don't want to see any of that.
All the little ones with the little locks on them, all the little ones with the lights turned off, wanna walk around inside your little rooms. The ones you don't let anybody in, there's ones you said you wouldn't open again. Yeah, I'm gonna get inside of your little rooms. Carve my name on your little toy car, take a little bite out of your candy bar, jump up and down on your bed in my little red boots. Wanna meet the monster hiding in your closet, find all the secrets hidden in your box. It's gonna be fun inside your little room. Found a little drawer with the notes you wrote me, read a bunch of things that you never told me, things that happened inside of your little room. Weird things, strange things sitting on your shelf. Now I know why you kept them to yourself. It's getting kind of dark inside this little room. The wheels are falling off your little toy car, ants crawling out of your candy bar. Something up under your bed, grab my little red boots. Running from the monster hiding in your closet, found all the secrets hidden in your box. It's getting too scary inside your little room. Take your little key and put the locks back on, and flip the little switch, turn the lights back off. I'm never going back inside of your little rooms.
Thank y'all so much.
Aubrie Sellers. And you're going to be out there to, you're going to meet the folks out in the lobby?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to be out there. I got merch and everything. Want to say hi.
Excellent. And let's give some props to Cy and Stanley.
Thank you.
I practiced a lot.
You nailed it every time.
We have a wonderful WoodSongs kid. She's 13 years old, and you have another song that you wrote this, right?
Mm-hmm.
When did you write it?
About 3 weeks ago.
So it's like brand new. This is
Yeah.
a world premiere.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not nervous, are you? You got it memorized? You got notes?
I've got my lyrics right
Okay,
here.
good. What's the title of it?
It's called Give Me Rest.
Give me rest. Song for your mom.
No. I can see a cross on a hill. The world is dark, but the air is still. The heavy wood, the red stain, the love
Cana Gaines. It's spelled C-A-N-A. Cana Gaines. Beautiful name, beautiful singing. Your voice is beautiful. For just 13 years old, what a great song to write, too. So you're going to be out in the lobby to say hello to folks when we're done?
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, a couple of really quick announcements. Next week on Wood Songs, if you don't get the Wood Songs newsletter, which is free off of our website, you get to miss all this information. But next week on Wood Songs, we're celebrating the music of Australia. It's going to be headed up by Christy Cox, who's a multi-award-winning Australian bluegrass artist. She is a wonderful, wonderful artist. Two other amazing guitar players. They're all girls. They're all coming from Australia. They'll be on Wood Songs next week. The Troubadour Concert Series moves on. In July, we have Marty Stewart coming to the Historic Kentucky Theater, followed by Patty Larkin in August, Graham Nash in October, the Jayhawks in November, and the amazing Judy Collins in her farewell tour coming in early 2027. So there's so much to get, and again, you get the Wood Songs newsletter. You can follow all of this, and if you're not a Wood Songs partner, Wood Songs partners get to come to Wood Songs for free. Now, don't you think that was worth a ticket tonight with these folks? They get to come for free. All right, so Clay Street Unit, what are you going to sing for everybody to close our show?
Yeah, we're going to play a tune off our new record called Rollin'. 1, 2, 3. Well, the days only seem to get longer, a little longer than before. And they say it's ain't mighty hard living. Well, I was hardly living anymore. And I know this old field it won't plow itself, but I can't seem to leave this room. And that pasture seems greener than I've ever seen her. But on my days they turn blue. Well, that floorboard it creaks with every move of my feet. As the months, well, they turn their backs on fall. In this barn it sits empty, the wheels run dry. No horses left to roam these stalls. I remember way back when all the time I spent was trying to make this house a home. All these broken memories, Lord, they fade like fallen leaves. When the grass is gone, the white end comes. You keep rolling, 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 rolling like the imagination. Keep rolling, rolling, rolling like them freight train wheels. Keep rolling, rolling, rolling through the plains like tumbleweeds. Keep rolling, away from me. Yeah. Well, the snow it has melted, white's worn off, and all that's left to me lies in this field. And there's work to be done underneath that burning sun, something to remind me how to feel. Well, this old tractor, it starts, could use a few new parts. Only thing that's left is ever known. Every spring
I got a spare room behind the barn for my Mac attack when I'm on the farm. You click it on, then you click around. See the cyber fun I found. Well, I'm a hayseed of the first degree. I'm a country boy from Tennessee.